Today we're going to look at 7 signs of a dismissive avoidant attachment style. Hi, I'm Jess. I'm one of the co-founders of So Synced. So as a brief overview, attachment styles describe a set of patterns of how we relate to others and show up in relationships. And there are 4 different attachment styles. In today's video, we're focusing specifically on one of them, the dismissive avoidant attachment style. And the patterns associated with this attachment style aren't a conscious choice. They come from the way that your brain is wired. And it is possible to rewire these patterns, just so you know. I work with clients to do just that. So please sign up to our newsletter if you're interested. The link is in the description box below. So this attachment style isn't as simple as being cold or aloof. It's that they learned often in childhood their needs, emotional needs and sometimes physical needs too, wouldn't be met or acknowledged. So they adapted by either suppressing these needs or learning to meet them themselves. Then, as adults in relationships, they keep people at arm's length because that's what they've learned to do. So let's get started. Here are 7 signs of a dismissive avoidant attachment style. Number 1, they are highly independent. The most defining trait of a dismissive avoidant is their independence. And this isn't just, I like my alone time, it's I have to rely on myself because relying on others has never felt safe. The way I describe it is it's like someone asking you to play a musical instrument that you've never learned. You're like, well, what do I even do? If you've never done that before, it feels uncomfortable and you just don't know how to do it. That's like avoidance, relying on people. They've just never learned to do it and they don't really know how. So in relationships, dismissive avoidants can almost expect them and their partner to be living almost parallel lives. Things like asking for help or coordinating calendars can feel overwhelming and uncomfortable for them. And a lot of dismissive avoidants pride themselves on this independence, and it can be a strength in some situations. There is nuance here, but it does block them from building real intimacy. Number 2, they listen to their head rather than their heart. So dismissive avoidants tend to be disconnected from their emotions. I often hear them say things like, I just don't know what I'm feeling. That's very, very common. They can actually be quite confused about whether they like someone or not for this reason. And it's because they pushed their feelings down for a long, long time. So not feeling things has become their kind of default. And the thought of their emotions surfacing is overwhelming and deeply uncomfortable and scary for them. So instead, they often retreat into their head, where it feels safer, more in control, less risky. Even when it comes to love, they might try to logically weigh up the pros and cons of being with someone because they often just don't really know what they feel. A quick heads up, if you're anxiously attached, this next part is for you. If you constantly overthink, spiral, second guess yourself, we've got something that can help. It's called the Self-Trust Blueprint. It's our 3-step framework to go from anxious to secure in life and love without years of therapy or guesswork. And we're giving it away for free, for a limited time. And honestly, I'm super passionate about it because I've seen it change so many lives. It's the exact framework I used myself to become securely attached, and my life is so much better for it. We've helped over 5,000 people find love through So Synced. Our work has been featured in Forbes, Cosmopolitan, the New York Times, and many more. And we've spent years refining the exact tools you'll find inside this blueprint. So if you're ready to go from spiraling to secure, sign up via the link in the description box to get it while it's still available. Number 3, they pull away when the connection deepens. If you've spent some time learning about dismissive avoidance, I'm sure this one will have come up for you. So when a dismissive avoidant starts to feel close to someone, it can trigger their internal alarm. So they're human, they do want connection, like we all do, but when it gets to a certain point, it can start to feel overwhelming. Intimacy can feel like pressure, like losing control, like being emotionally exposed. It's way out of their comfort zone, it's not what they're used to. So they pull back, not to punish the other person, but to protect themselves from this closeness that feels uncomfortable and deep down scary. And the irony is they're more likely to do this when they like someone, and it can be quite confusing for the other person. Number 4, they're practical. Dismissive avoidants are usually very level-headed. they don't often make impulsive decisions. And that's partly because they don't experience these big, loud feelings the way that some other people do. Their emotions are more muted and distant. So they're not suddenly quitting jobs, booking last-minute flights, or diving headfirst into a relationship just because it feels right. They think things through carefully. What makes sense? What's the most efficient way to do this? What will the future me think of this? It's less follow your heart, and it's more do what makes logical sense. And that practicality can be great in some ways, but it can also mean that they suppress their emotions. Number 5, they avoid conflict. For dismissive avoidance, conflict doesn't feel like a way to solve problems. It feels like a threat. And this is ironic in a lot of ways because in other areas of their life, they're often very focused on solving problems. But when it comes to emotions, even small disagreements can trigger them to shut down or disappear. They usually have all kinds of tactics to avoid conflict. I dated a dismissive avoidant once who was like a seasoned pro at avoiding conflict. I'd be like, right, today we need to work through this. And somehow he would wiggle his way out and I would come away being like, how did he even do that? So yes, dismissive avoidance would often rather brush things under the rug than risk an emotionally charged conversation. The tension, the unpredictability, the potential for all kinds of messy feelings, it's just too much for them. Avoiding conflict helps them feel in control, but the cost is that these issues then don't get resolved and their partner can feel shut out or dismissed. 6, they're slow to open up. With dismissive avoidance, emotional closeness takes time, and sometimes a lot of time. You might be dating them for months and still feel like you only know the surface level version of them. And it's not that they're hiding something big or dramatic usually. It's that real closeness feels risky to them. Relying on themselves is all they really know. So letting someone in doesn't come naturally to them. Sharing feelings, fears, or even their dreams can feel exposing. So instead, they keep things light-hearted or they focus on facts. And when they do open up, they will likely pull back afterwards. Their vulnerability meter is hitting a limit and they need to recalibrate. And they do that by taking space. Number 7, they compartmentalize their life. Dismissive avoidants really like to keep different parts of their life in different boxes. So friends go in one box, family in another, and relationships in a separate box. And you could be dating them for quite a while and still not have met their family or friends or have seen much of their world. And it's really a control thing. Letting someone into all areas of their life feels like a lot to them. Compartmentalizing helps them feel safe. It's their way of managing closeness by keeping things contained. If everything stays in its own box, the dismissive avoidant can manage things on their own terms. But it also means that they're only sharing certain parts of themselves with people, not the full version. So yes, there we have it. 7 ways to spot a dismissive avoidant. And as I mentioned, you can rewire your attachment style, and I work one-to-one with clients to do exactly that. If you're interested, sign up for our newsletter to get early access to upcoming coaching programs, plus insights and tools to help you build loving, lasting relationships. The link is in the description box below.